Good evening, everyone. We're going to go ahead and call to order the Planning Commission for the County of Sacramento for February 27th, 2023. Will you please call the roll?
Yes, Commissioners Borja,
Here.
Rathel,
Here.
Corona Sabagnano, Tatishi, and Wong.
Here.
And we do have a quorum with those members present.
Thank you so much. Will you make the announcements for this evening?
The county fosters public engagement during the meeting and encourages public participation, civility, and use of courteous language. The county does not condone the use of profanity, vulgar language, gestures, or other inappropriate behavior, including personal attacks or threats directed towards any meeting participant. In compliance with the directives of the county, state, and Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the meeting is open to public attendance pursuant to health and safety guidelines. The practice of social distancing and wearing of face coverings, mask, or shield is recommended for the health and safety of all persons participating in person during the meeting, although it is not required. Seating is limited and available on a first-come, first-served basis. In-person public comments will be taken first. To make a public comment, please complete a speaker request form and hand it to the clerk. The chairperson will call your name when it's your turn to make a comment. If you plan to make a teleconference public comment via Zoom, you will be kept on mute until the chairperson calls for teleconference public comment. The clerk will direct you to unmute when it is your turn. Please press *6 to unmute, and you may begin your public comment. You may also send a written comment to boardclerk@saccounty.gov, and your comment will be routed to the board and filed in the record.
Thank you so much. If you'll please stand with me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, I understand we do have a request to continue item number 3 this evening from the applicant. Is there a request to continue indefinitely or to the next agenda meeting?
Good evening, Jessica Brandt, Planning and Environmental Review. The request is actually to continue to your next meeting, so 2 weeks. I believe Lydia's at the 3rd.
Yep, that's the next meeting is on the 13th.
Yes, 13th.
March 13th, okay.
Yes, correct.
I'll make a motion to continue item number 3. Did you want to read it into the record first?
Yes, sure. Item number 3 is for a use permit, special development permit and design review. It is located at 7599 Stockton Boulevard in the South Sacramento community, and the environmental document is a mitigated negative declaration.
Thank you so much. I'll move to continue item number 3 to March 13th.
Second.
Thank you. Commissioners Borja,
Yes.
Rathel,
Yes.
and Wong.
Yes.
And the motion carries with those members present.
All right. Will you please call item number 1?
Yes. And item number 1 is for a time extension located at 1420 Howe Avenue, near the intersection of Howe Avenue and Hallmark Drive in the Arden Arcade community, and the environmental document is an addendum.
All right. We have a non-contested item this evening.
Yeah, so Jessica Brandt, again, we do have the project manager, Emma Carrico from Planning and Environmental Review here. She's happy to provide a presentation or just answer any questions you may have. And the applicant team is here as well.
Any questions for staff this evening on item number 1? All right. I'll invite the applicant up if they want to address the commission on item number 1. Nope. Okay. No applicant testimony this evening, so we'll move on to public comment.
And there are no public comments.
All right. We'll go ahead and close public testimony and move on to any deliberations on item number 1 or a motion.
Move staff recommendation.
Second.
All right. We have a motion and a second for item number 1 for staff recommendation. Will you please call the roll?
And Commissioners Borja,
Yes.
Rathel,
Yes.
Corona Sabagnano,
Yes.
and Wong.
Yes.
And the motion carries with those members present. And let the record reflect that Commissioner Corona Sabagnano is in attendance at this meeting.
Thank you so much. With that, we'll go ahead and call item number 2.
And for item number 2, we have a zoning ordinance amendment, use permit and design review. And It is located at 4519 Winters Street at the southwest corner of Winters and Dean Streets in the North Highlands community, and the environmental document is a negative declaration.
All right, so this is also a non-contested item, so I'll check with the commissioners. Would anyone like to see the presentation on this item this evening? All right, hearing no requests, I'll turn it over to you, Jessica.
Okay, well, so this item, we have the project manager as well. Kimber Gutierrez is here, who can answer any questions, and then the applicant team is present as well.
Any questions for staff on this item?
Just a very, very minor question, but when it comes to CNG fueling stations, do we typically have a policy that they are, they're typically located in like highly industrial areas, but should there be any alternative fueling projects kind of close to the parcel? Is there a limit as to how close that has to be next to a CNG fueling facility? I guess my question is stemming from there's been a push for other alternative fuels such as hydrogen or electrification. Would that be an issue or a challenge, perhaps creating a similar project at this size at the same location?
So in general, CNG stations are treated like just a general fueling station. So we don't have any policies that would restrict other types of alternative fueling stations in the area.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions for staff on this project? All right, I'll invite the applicant team up to address the commission if you'd like this evening. All right. Sounds good. We'll move on to public testimony this evening.
And we do have, pardon me, 2 callers in the queue, and we need to have them unmute themselves so that we can see which item that they are looking to speak to, if they are looking to make a public comment. So for the folks in the public comment queue, if you'd like to make a public comment on this or any of the previous items, we ask that you unmute yourself. And I think we can move on, Chair.
Okay, with that, we'll go ahead and close public comment. And I think this is a great project. So it's fascinating to learn more about, reading through the packet. I really appreciate it. I'll go ahead and move staff recommendation on this item.
Second.
All right, any further discussion before I ask for a vote? All right, will you please call the roll?
Commissioners Borja,
Yes.
Rethel,
Yes.
Corona Sabagnano.
Yes.
And Wong.
Yes.
And the motion carries for staff recommendation.
All right, this may be our quickest meeting on record ever this evening, with our only contested item being continued. The election of chair and vice chair, Commissioner Tatishi cannot be here this evening, so I was going to check with you all to see if you mind delaying the election until next regularly scheduled meeting where all 5 of us will be here.
That would be, actually, Chair, it would be on the 27th, so the meeting after the 13th, next meeting.
Thank you for that correction.
Sure.
So delay till March 27th. Sounds good. Do we need a formal motion? I'll motion to delay the vote to delay the vote until March 27th, 2023.
Second.
All right, will you please call the roll?
Perfect. Commissioners Borja,
Yes.
Rethel,
Yes.
Corona Sabagnano.
Yes.
And Wong.
Yes.
And the motion does carry.
All right, that moves us on to miscellaneous scheduling items and planning director's report.
Are we on number 5, miscellaneous scheduling matters?
5, yeah, we'll start with 5.
Okay, great. So Jessica Brandt, again, I just wanted to let you know that we will, with the continuation of this item, you'll have 3 items for the 13th. And then the 27th, be prepared. I think we have 5 or 6 coming your way, with a couple that are potentially controversial. So just a heads up, some of those were scheduled for the 27th with the understanding that we would have a full commission. So, and that is it as far as I have for scheduling items.
Okay.
Thank you. We'll move on to Planning Director's report.
I don't have anything else to report. Thank you.
All right, we'll move on to public comments.
And there are no further public comments, any public comments at this point.
All right, we'll go ahead and adjourn at 5:42 p.m. Thank you all for being here this evening.
Thank you.
Well done.
Okay.